Today we're talking about comparing yourself to other people, to other creatives, and how that affects you as a creator, as a productive person. And I can tell you from experience that if you're in the habit of comparing yourself to other people, you are signing up for, first of all, a miserable life. Secondly, you're signing up for stagnation and lack of progress, lack of growth. More importantly, I think comparing yourself to other people all the time just gets you to be really, really unhappy. And it's more about your mental state than anything. And to be a successful creative, to be able to be more, do more, have more, to be able to live that life, maximize your potential, you need to be able to keep away from that trap. And I can share my own story. On this channel, I always try to be as vulnerable as possible. I don't try to pretend like I've got it all put together, or I have it made, or I know everything about every topic I talk about. I'm just sharing my journey with you. I think this thing about comparing yourself to others starts from all the way back in childhood. If you were ever raised by a parent or an uncle or auntie or any elder that is always trying to push you, maybe they did it with the best intentions to try to help you to be more, to do more, to have more, just like this channel says. And so they would say things like, you can do better in school. Look at so and so, look at the child of so and so. They're getting straight A's and they don't have as much as you, so you should do better. Or things like, oh, did you see the dress this other person put on the other day? It was really nice, really beautiful. If you had that kind of dress, you would look just as beautiful as that. In Nigeria, we like to use this kind of lingo. We say, your mates are out there getting medical degrees, your mates are out there getting finance degrees, becoming bankers, and you're here whiling away your time, you're here losing in life. And so those kind of statements, they sow the seed for that habit or behavior of comparing yourself to others. I know in my case, those are some of the things, those are things I can cast my mind back to that I think started that. And I would say probably that for most people, it's pretty normal for us to hear those kind of things when we're growing up. And as we go older in life, it doesn't stop. Because I remember in university, for instance, whenever the results were published, maybe the results of a semester were published, they place them on a notice board where everybody can compare scores. And so when you put your finger down the line and you see your name and you see that you got 80%, and right next to you, you see the scores of other people getting 60 or 80 or 90%, you begin to compare. So to an extent, comparing yourself to other people is normal. It's part of our conditioning, it's part of our social structure, it's part of life. And some people have done that to help you to do better, to push yourself further, to maximize your potential, or try to reach a certain goal, like in the case of parents who talk to you and compare you to other children just to help you to do better in school. And some people do it with a sinister objective, maybe not so noble objective. Some people do it to make you feel bad, to cut you down, to put you down, just to make you feel bad, or to make themselves feel better. So they criticize you and say, at your age, you're 40-something years old, you don't have a house, you don't have a car. Or they'll say, at your age, you're not married. Look at younger girls, people younger than you are getting married. These kind of things, they strike at the heart of who you are, and they can make you miserable. And so I think that as a creative, as somebody who is trying to be more, do more, have more, which is what this channel is all about, maximizing your potential, it's a topic that we really have to talk about and really have to consider. So let's start by talking about why you shouldn't get into the habit of comparing yourself. And the first point I'm going to make is that it affects your mental state. And as a creative, as a creator, as an entrepreneur, as somebody who's trying to maximize his potential, I would tell you that it all starts with the heart. Because even the Bible says that guard your heart with all diligence, because out of it are the issues of life. And by your heart, we mean your headspace, your mental state, your emotions. Because honestly, if you are not protecting your emotions, your thoughts, and if you're not in a good place mentally, you will not be able to produce your best work. Whether that is as a filmmaker, as a photographer, as an entrepreneur, a solo entrepreneur, a freelancer, a designer, whatever creative endeavor you are in, or even if you're just a business person, if you struggle, think about your mental state and your headspace. And I would say that is one thing that comparing yourself to other people does to you. It's so limiting. It's a terrible place to be. All along, especially growing up as a child and a young adult, I very often fell into the habit of comparing myself to others, and that's why I was never really confident in the midst of other people. In fact, there was a time I was so unsure of myself and so self-conscious and so at odds with myself that I couldn't even eat in public. I was afraid of being ridiculed or mocked or people making fun of me, because as growing up as a child, my mates made fun of several things about me. They said my head was too big, they said I walked funny, and so I allowed those things to get to my heart. And unfortunately I didn't have anybody saying anything to counter those thoughts, like a very supportive adult or somebody who would tell me, no, you don't need to bother about all those things. Those things really hit me hard. And so I grew up, even as a young adult, comparing myself and just wondering if I was any good and all those kind of things. When you go to an airport, for instance, an international airport, and you see people moving all around, or you travel abroad and you see people, if you go to New York Times Square or anywhere else, and you just see people living their lives, not caring what people think about them. It's liberating when you see a content creator on social media just living his life. There's this guy, Hugo Hamlet, now, who people are really falling in love with on socials, and that's because he just doesn't seem to care about what other people feel about him. And because of that, he's being his authentic true self. He is living his life, his best life. And I want to be that way, and I hope that you watching this video also want to be that way. Get to the point where you don't compare yourself to other people, because it affects you mentally, it affects your headspace, it affects your joy, it affects your ability to create. Now, another reason why you shouldn't bother comparing yourself to other people is that it is a waste of time. And time is one of your most valuable assets or most valuable resources. Think about it. All the time you've ever spent comparing yourself to other people, wondering how you stand up to them, putting at the front of your mind your perceived deficiencies, like you say, I don't have this, he has that. It steals your time. That is valuable time that you could use to be developing yourself, to be refining your art, developing your skill. If you do feel like there is a lack, if you do feel like there's a gap between where you want to be and where you are, if you feel like there are some deficiencies and you don't have some abilities or skills, then you would be better off spending time in the pages of a book, or between the modules of a course, or just going out there and practicing your art and practicing your craft. You know, that's a better way to spend your time than to spend it comparing yourself to other people. I think that is the second reason why you should avoid the habit of comparing yourself to other people. It is really a thief of time. It takes precious time away from you, time that you could use to really be developing yourself. Now, here's another reason why you should avoid the trap or the habit of comparing yourself to other people. The truth is that people don't think about you as much as you think they do. Nobody really cares about what you do or don't do. People care more about how much you care rather than about what you care about. I don't know if that makes any sense. The minute you start trying to live to meet up to other people's expectations, you are setting yourself up for unhappiness. Because what if tomorrow they change their expectations, and all the while you've been trying to live up to their own expectations or their own standards? So the same thing applies in our creative field, like photography, videography and all that. You may want to create art, photographs, films or content that meets up to other people's standards or approval, but the more you try to do that, sometimes the more unhappy you're going to get, because what if the standards change tomorrow? Rather, you should create from a place of authenticity, a place of originality. You want to create something that you will be proud of. Like I always tell people, I say, create what you will be proud of years from now. 20 years from now, if you stumble across your work, a photograph, a film, an art piece somewhere, how are you going to feel about it? Are you going to feel like this is not my best work because I remember I did this work and I was trying to live up to other people's expectations because I was comparing myself to them? Or are you going to say, wow, I love this, it's different, it's not like what obtains today, what other people expect, but I love it because this was me, this is my truth, this is my originality. So I think it's very important for us to avoid the habit of comparing ourselves to other people for these reasons. I was really hoping to keep this video short because I feel like I've been talking for a long time, and to be honest, this topic about comparing yourself to other people is not something that can be treated in just one video, much less a video like this where I'm speaking pretty much unscripted. I left the house to cycle and I went out with my camera and I just decided, you know what, let's make this outing worthwhile. Let me see if I can kill two birds with one stone. First of all, come out of my house, get some sunlight, exercise, and then do a video for my next post on YouTube. By the way, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, I'd like to tell you what this channel is all about. This channel is my platform for creating content that inspires you, inspires me to be more, to do more, and to have more. Why? Because I came from a place where I was living below my potential for many reasons. Part of it was ignorance, part of it was my upbringing, part of it was lack of resources. There were so many limitations I had growing up, but I was able to break through a lot of those limitations and begin to live the life I dreamed of. And not just that, but even explore new territories, new boundaries, and do things I never thought I could do. And these are things I'm so passionate about. And I decided that, you know what, let me start this channel because I also love to make films. I also love to shoot videos. I'm a creative. I love photography and creating all kinds of visual content. So this channel marries those two passions together. My passion for improving myself and preaching the message of maximizing your potential, and my passion for filmmaking and videography. So I hope that the videos resonate with you, and I hope that you find some value in them. If you watch my videos and you like them, please subscribe to the channel and drop a comment and a like. So let's wrap this video up. I'm going to wrap it up by saying that I think that one of the best ways to break free from the trap of comparing yourself to other people is spend more time working on yourself. To be honest with you, if you are so busy developing yourself, if you make it a habit, if you make it a lifestyle to always keep working on yourself, listening to podcasts, doing short courses, practicing, giving yourself creative projects to do, if you spend a lot of time working on yourself, you won't have time to fall into the trap of comparing yourself to other people. Let me put it in another way. If you lock yourself away, bury your head under the roof of personal development, you will not have time to come up and even see what's going on around you to start to compare yourself to other people. There are so many other strategies and tips that one can employ to break free, especially if it has become habitual for you. But I want this to be the take-home message of this video, that spend more time developing yourself, working on yourself, improving yourself, developing your craft, your skills, destroying your own ignorance. Spend more time destroying your own ignorance and get so busy with it that you don't even have time to compare yourself to other people. Get so busy with improvement and self-improvement that you will not even have time to see if anybody has given you a gap or not. There are some people who are mentally stable enough or mature enough, emotionally mature enough to look at another person and compare and say, well, okay, this person has this and I don't have that, but I'm cool, right? Because I know I'm working on myself. And there's some people who have the emotional maturity to compare, because sometimes you do need to compare yourself so that you know where you are, right? So we're not saying that comparing yourself in its whole entirety is bad. It's just that it's better to avoid it, first of all. And even if you do it with that sense of maturity and confidence and sense of self-worth, because you know that you're only doing it because you're trying to improve yourself. But if you are in the habit of doing it and it really holds you back, and you know that this video is speaking to you, you know that this is a problem that you have every day, my brother, my sister, my friend out there, just spend time working on yourself. Right now, after this video, get a pen and a paper and craft a personal development plan. Write down 3 or 4 areas and things you want to improve on. It could be software skills, it could be camera skills, it could be personal management and all that. Like right now, I'm learning how to use Trello, and I'm laughing at myself. I'm like, why didn't I ever think about using Trello before? Because you find out that there are so many softwares out there. Let me adjust the lighting here. You find out that there are so many softwares out there that help you to just be more productive and to help you to manage projects and manage yourself better. And Trello is one of them. I've been so busy learning Trello that I've not had time to compare my YouTube channel to other people or to compare my Instagram to other people, because I'm so busy learning and improving on myself. I think that's a better productive use of your time than to spend the time comparing yourself to other people. I hope this video was useful. I hope you enjoyed the content. I hope you enjoyed the visuals as well. Let me know what you think about the topic. Like I said, you can't say everything about comparing yourself to other people as a topic in one video. There's so much to say. But I hope this was helpful and useful. See you in the next video.